My goodness, Parisians, things just heated up. A speculation has just gained momentum and is shaking the backstage of Paris Saint-Germain. And this time it's not about an offer, it's not about a sale planned by the club. It's about a supposed dissatisfaction from Ousmane Dembélé. Yes, according to rumors that started circulating in the European press, the player himself would not be entirely satisfied with his current situation. The 3-1 defeat to Stade Rennais not only cost the team the top spot in the league, it also opened the door to a potential internal crisis at PSG. Ousmane Dembélé stepped into the interview room and delivered a statement that hit the locker room like a bomb. He criticized the team. He said the players were acting individually. He said they lacked playing for the club. He said PSG must come before personal interests. Strong words. Now stop for a second and think with me. When a player says this publicly, is he holding the group accountable or exposing the locker room? Is this the attitude of a leader or the beginning of a rupture? From that moment on, speculation began to grow. Is Dembélé himself dissatisfied with his current situation at the club? And as if that wasn't enough, rumors coming from England once again linked his name to Arsenal. Stay until the end, because what may seem like just a post-match interview could have much bigger implications. And make sure to subscribe now, because when it comes to PSG, we go beyond the headline. We analyze what's behind it. Let's organize the situation calmly. First, the defeat, a heavy result at a crucial moment in the season. Then, the statement. Dembélé said the team needs to play for PSG, not individually, reinforcing that last season the club came before any personal interest. It was a clear message to the squad. And what makes it even bigger, we are talking about the current Ballon d'Or and FIFA the best winner. When a player with that status speaks, the impact is different, but the story didn't stop there. Up to that point, it could be interpreted as leadership. However, in the following press conference, head coach Luis Enrique responded firmly. He said players' statements after matches mean nothing and reinforced that he will never allow any player to put himself above the club. The tone caught attention. Do you think the coach's response increased the tension even more? It was not a diplomatic answer. It was direct, and this is exactly where the speculation grows. Because when a player publicly challenges the group and the coach responds by reinforcing hierarchy, the media begins to talk about possible internal discomfort. Dembélé arrived at PSG with huge expectations, always seen as a player capable of deciding games, breaking lines, creating imbalance. At times he showed great quality, at others he was criticized for inconsistency. Now there's a narrative emerging that he could be uncomfortable with the team's current collective moment and competitive environment. At the same time, reports from the English press suggest Arsenal are monitoring the situation. There is no official offer confirmed, but the interest has been mentioned before in previous transfer windows. In other words, we have three elements together: heavy defeat, a strong public statement, and an English club watching closely. That's enough fuel to ignite speculation. If you appreciate this kind of complete analysis, leave a like now. It strengthens the channel and shows that PSG fans want context, not just headlines. And you, PSG supporter, what do you think about all of this? There are two possible paths. First, it was simply a competitive player speaking after a frustrating defeat. Second, it could be the beginning of tension that in the future opens the door to a departure. And in the middle of it all, Arsenal appears as a potential interested club. The real question is, if there is discomfort, should PSG solve it internally and protect the squad, or start considering market movements? Comment below in a clear way. Leadership. But if you see Dembélé's words as a positive attitude, something's there. If you believe there could be real dissatisfaction, PSG fans know how to recognize when it's just post-match tension and when it's a sign of something bigger. Join the debate, argue your point, share your view, because if this story develops, whether toward internal resolution or a market move involving Arsenal, you'll follow everything here first. And at PSG, every detail can change a season.